Hello, hello, everybody.
Hello, Jim. Yeah.
Jim.
What's up, DAOLationships Guild?
Jim, bro.
Hey, good morning.
Jim, everybody.
Jim.
Hey, Joni, how is it going? Glad you made it.
Yeah, going good. We're out in Wyoming right now. I pulled over on the side of the road, just in some random town, trying to listen in.
No, we'll get this introduction right off so you can continue your. Okay.
Yeah, there's no rush. We're being charging. So it's no...
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, and today, so Anoiting has been leading the call last week, and he offered to do it this week again. And so I wasn't present last week, but I'm sure he did a great job, and I'm more than happy to see how it goes this week. So Anoiting will again be the speaker, and Vinverse is going to take the notes. And yeah, I'll be around. So very excited.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. You're going to wait for just a couple of minutes for folks to join us. Then we'll pull through. Thank you once again.
All right, I just want to let McKeel know to keep you might want to open up your Connect Club app. You'll be getting an invite soon. Maybe from D1. We got a little surprise for everybody if this ends up being a short meeting that we'd like folks to check out. A DAOLationships demo of something in DAOLationships.
So we've got quite a house full. we're gonna start. Yeah, welcome everyone to this week's weekly sync, and I'm glad to be facilitating one again this week. I believe every one of us had an awesome time last week, and yeah, I only believe we have a mind, open to new things this week and new achievements this week as well. Yeah, so I'll be sharing my screen. Let's go. Alright, so we're going to be starting with the vibe and check rather. So the essence of the vibe and check is to get ourselves up and working for this one. All right. So for me, I'm happy this week and putting a lot of effort to make sure we achieve quite a whole lot of things, starting from the CRM to new stuff we can lay our hands on. And yeah, I'm happy to be here with us. So welcome everyone. So GM Crypto Dad, we're gonna start from you. How are you doing?
Sorry, I was doing something else. What's your question again?
it's just not like a big question. Just how you doing? Like how? Hope you're happy this week. Hope you're getting ready for a new week and achieving a whole lot, right?
Yes. Sorry. So I don't have any updates for this week, but I appreciate asking me.
So I think what the Noi thing tries to do is to sort of set the ground for this call by, giving all the members here the opportunity to say sort of hi and how they are feeling and sort of like a vibe check. That's actually, I think, what he tried to do. Crypto, that's.
Thanks for Sinar for the clarification. Yeah. So great. I mean, it's also always been fun to stay with our meeting. Get updates from different projects, collaboration, new hype. So thank you.
That's cool. Thank you for joining us, sir. How you doing, everyone? GM.
Yeah, Jim, everyone. How's everyone doing? From my end, I don't really have much to say. I'm looking forward to a better week. I think that's all for now.
Great. It is GM. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. GM, how is everyone doing? How was your weekend?
Very well. Your energy is high. James, GM, welcome. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Hey, there is James, GM, sir. How you doing, sir?
GM, everyone. I'm doing good. Just making connections, establishing relationships in the space, and currently reading a book on growth hacking to understand like how to acquire users. In this case, like in Web3, like not just acquire users, but acquire a community and how to activate communities, get them participating and having fun with the project that you're involved in, how to retain them, and then how to monetize a community. So I'm really like focused on that right now and just looking for interesting ways to diversify our treasury. One is with a cross-protocol referral program, so hopefully have some more information there sometime soon. But yeah, that's what I'm up to right now, growth hacking and doing like Twitter advanced searches to get some insight of what's going on in this in the DAO space.
Great. Thank you for joining us today. We're happy you joining us. Jenga, Jojo, GM, sir, welcome.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah. Hey, John, GM.
Hey, GM, I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Looking forward to some questions. And I actually have Erin, my wife, is on the call too, so I just wanted to introduce her.
Hi, good morning. Morning, happy to be
Hello.
here.
Yeah, welcome. We're glad you're joining us. Yeah, King IDK, how you doing? GM.
GM, good evening.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Kutubu, GM. Hey, Michael, GM, sir. Hey, Modupola, GM, how you doing?
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome. NF Thinker, good evening, sir. GM.
What's up, everybody? GM all.
Hey, Olua, GM, how you doing? Welcome. Hey, GM, how you doing?
GM guys, I'm doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. How you doing, Pila? GM.
GM. GM.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Yeah, you might be speaking, but we can hear you.
How are you doing?
I don't know for this, but I can hear you. Very well. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Salman, GM, how are you doing?
Hey, Anointing. Hey, everyone. GM, doing good. Thank you. Happy Monday. It's been a good weekend. I had a long call with Ernest the other day as he was chilling in the Cross Guild channels and have some governance updates later. All right. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you for joining us, and we appreciate you here. You're doing a good job. Scam, how you doing? GM.
I'm doing great, thanks. And you, GM guys?
Very well. Thank you for joining us. Sinad, GM, sir.
Yeah, GM everyone. Excited to be here. Excited to hear what we have for this week. I think there are some proposals, interesting proposals in the loop, and the room is stacked, so let's get this thing going.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. Yeah, Tundi, how are you? GM.
Yeah, GM everyone. Hope we were well rested during the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GM.
Ready to do DAO things this week.
Got you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, Rose. GM, sir, how you doing?
GM, I check. How you doing, guys? I'm good. Been on vacation over the weekend with friends. We've got some DAO work already. We'll be engaged in one or two things. Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Thank you for joining us today. Glad you're here. Hey, Universe, GM, sir, how you doing?
GM, everyone. Had a lovely weekend. Looking forward to doing great things here once again this week. And yeah, back to you.
Yeah, Simply Anna. Welcome. GM. How are you? Zara, how are you doing? GM.
GM, it's good to be back in the DAO. The weekend was dope.
Great. Trust you all had a great weekend. And most of that, GM, sir, how you doing?
Yeah, GM, everybody. Thanks for being here. Yeah, feel free to use the text chat channel associated with the
Okay.
Oh, Oh,
All
sorry.
right.
GM folks, feel free to use the text channel that's associated with the voice chat, and thanks for showing up today.
Thank you everyone for coming around. There are a lot of places you can be, but you're here with us. We don't take it for granted, right? We are all the community, right? There is no community without everyone. And yeah, so we'll be diving into what we have today. Yeah, so for the upcoming demos, we have the Panvel demo on the workshop channel on Tuesday, 30th of August, 1 p.m. UTC, the same channel tomorrow, or 9 a.m. Eastern Time, right? So maybe a little update to be on this later from Jenga Jojo, I guess. He's been the one on this. And yeah, they'll help him out sometime. And we are some Wednesday, we'll be having some demo, a demo with Deep DAO, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And same Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Wallet Chat to maybe some clarifications to be done on this later towards the end of the call, or maybe at the course of the call, right? So Wednesday, September 14th, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be having the Measure demo. Yeah, above all this, we have the Guild design contest for the relationship is still on, and I guess the date was extended. And yeah, if you're a designer here on the call, please do to join this contest, drop your designs, and we talked a little bit about this last call, so the dates have been extended, and yeah, you can still drop your designs here and get going with us also. So yeah, with 1 inch AMA by Bankless Academy, you can ask your DeFi questions on GM.xyz is coming up. We don't have a date here, but I think Ernest think I might want to also there.
It's on Wednesday.
Oh, it's on Wednesday, right?
But you can drop your questions on the gm.xyz link. In fact, it would be appreciated because it's a text AMA. So if you the more questions, the better. So it's organized by organized by Bankless Academy, and 1 inch is the team from 1 inch would be answering the questions. So if you have any DeFi questions, please go ahead on that link and yeah, write it down. Thank you.
Great. So before we go ahead, I'd like to welcome all the new joiners we have here with us. So if this is your first time joining us here for the Relationship Weekly Sync, you can do well to unmute your microphone or use the test chat here in the Relationships voice channel, right? And tell us a little about yourselves. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're joining us. Yeah, it's a learning environment, as you can see. You go ahead and learn and expand your horizon, right? So you can unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself. If you're not comfortable unmuting your microphone here, you can use the test channel. All right. I don't know. King IBK is your first time joining us. Maybe I'm mistaken. Not your regular name here. Mastermind.
No, it's not my first time. It was there last.
Oh, great. Forgive me. Hey, Mastermind.
King Guy BK, were you around for the office hour last week? Whether in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening rather? So if you were not okay, let me just allow
yeah, sure.
Just do your
Yeah, good one. Thank you for that. So yeah, King IBK, you were here last time. I don't know if you've been properly onboarded by Makil. He's our talent coordinator, so you can join him for his office hours. Else you can, Rose can assist you with that as well. I don't know when you'll be free to take on that Rose if Makil won't be available. And yeah, so the talent office is where you are able to get ideas on what happens in the relationships, what the relationships is all about, why we are all here, and how to get involved, right? How to get your energy rolling up, how to get your hands dirty with work and get maximum results from what you're doing. So yes, if you've not been properly onboarded, if you've not gone through any one-on-one course section with our talent coordinator, Makil, please do well to join him in. I didn't hear from Master 23 Mind again. That's all good. So
I can introduce Mastermind just briefly. Might
okay.
get more of an introduction later. But I've been onboarding them to the BanklessDAO. They're a DAOplomat from the Project Prodigy Hub. Where we're developing an esports academy for folks in Africa. And so, you know, it's a great opportunity to help them develop, you know, tokenomics and a community, and yeah, eventually help with media and education. And it's in its very early stages, although it's been in its early stages for a while. There's another gentleman that's the founder of that group that I've also brought into Bankless Africa and the DAOLationships Guild. And yeah, he just also joined the Research Guild today. So
Great, Mastermind. We're glad to have you here with us, right? So this is home. I call it home because we're a community of different people that share the same value, right? So we're glad you're joining us. So at your own convenience, if you want to know more, you can still join the talent coordinator for his office hours, and you can ask questions if you have there, right? So we'll be, yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll be moving on to the governance agenda we have here by Ernesto Guy. So
okay, sorry, I'm typing a message in the chat real quick.
Can I just propose something? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Can we go over the announcements first, please, before we cover the agenda? Because again, I think Johnny and Jenga Jojo are here, and I would love to hear the updates first and hear some feedback here from the community before we cover the agenda, so that we are, you know, appreciated of the time. And yeah.
Great. Thank you for that. Okay, for the Pampalo demo, Jenga Jojo, you might want to help us with this. Share a little about it.
Sure. Is this the DAOLationships leads, or what are we talking about?
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that. Sorry.
Is this update about the like client manager DAOLationships leads, or is this another update?
No, this is for the Pampalo demo on workshop channel we have here tomorrow. The one you want to record with Tunde.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, I gave them all the information that was needed, and if you go on the Panola website, you see the BanklessDAO logo there. The founder said he will be able to join us tomorrow. The demo is scheduled as 13 UTC, so hope to see you all there.
Yeah, and can you give a quick update on the DAOLationships lead initiative, please?
Of course. So yeah, we had a meeting with Ennep Thinker, Winverse, I think Thompson, you were there, and also. So generally, this is from the global events team, right? Like we are collecting a lot of leads from different conferences, but then they're not able to get successfully integrated into like the sales pipeline. So we brainstormed like a few ideas on how we can solve this, and we came up with a general solution that there can be a role like a client relationship manager, who is like more of an end-to-end salesperson who picks up leads as they come along and converts them, not just like selling AMAs, but generally like the whole suite of BanklessDAO products. And that is more of like a full-fledged sales role that people can take on in the guild. There's a subthread with where I suggest some points and job descriptions. But generally that's the update, and we're open to suggestions.
Okay, good. I'll leave the floor for suggestions, maybe from Ernest of Sinad or NF Thinker, although he was on the call the other day with us. So what thoughts are we bringing up on this? Or maybe is this not the right time? I don't know.
Oh, this is actually the perfect time. Thank you. Yeah, this is something that has been in the works lately, because currently how it's working is that there are certain individuals that are getting looped into conversations with potential partners. And currently it's heavily on NF Thinker and myself. So what happens is if there are new partnerships or if there are some leads and there are finders and I don't know, a project that is interested in working with BanklessDAO, what often happens, let's say 80% of the time, either NF Thinker, myself, or we both are being sort of brought into the conversation, have to take it from there and see whether this client or something for Bankless Consulting, or if we should bring it to DAOLationships, having a discovery call, whatever. So having some sort of advisory role is definitely necessary. And in my opinion, DAOLationships, besides from what we are currently doing, needs a business development strategy. And the ambassadors program brings us one step closer to it. So how can we grow our community and also maybe go proactively out and have the right people in here to capture what comes inside? And yes, we have the talent coordinators and they are doing a good job already. But with the amount of work, this is and the amount of communication that needs to be, I think you need a dedicated team of members that are already aware of how the DAO works, what guilds we have, what projects, how the work streams are, to actually facilitate proper discovery calls and potentially, bring them to the marketing guild or whatever. So this is currently in the development, and the advisor role is the right step towards this direction. So I'm very happy to see this.
That's a great option. Floor is still open. The reason why we brought it here from the global events meeting we had the last time was so the community can have a say on this. We have governance coordinator and stuff like maybe have something on the other to say on this regard.
To say on what specifically?
Didn't get that. Sorry.
Yeah, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. We were talking about the global event leads we're generating for DAOLationships, like having a dedicated work group or a role for it. So what I'm saying is maybe you have a suggestion or something to add to the topic of the matter we have here in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, we have essentially, so we have threads to, develop the work stream. And as we develop the work stream, right, we essentially begin to understand what work is involved. And once we understand what work is involved to continually maintain something, we can then move into like a funded role or, set of bounties or whatever. Yeah, so that's essentially what we're trying to do is, do this work stream and then I'm going to kind of propose a retrospective. Actually, is what I do is that we should propose paying PM Guild 6K to do a retrospective, so that we could flush out the details of like what this work stream is and structure it into a project management workflow, and then we can budget accordingly because we'll understand the maintenance required in the workflow. But unless we're able to do a kind of retrospective and take the time to like discuss how to set up and fund the work stream, I think everybody would agree that it should be funded. It is interesting work. It's work that once we know what we're doing, we can easily invite other people to do. And if people just need a little help learning these roles or micro roles, you know, we should do it. And we're hoping as we get more apprentices and scouts trained, that they'll then have the ability to like really shape these work streams, and really the focus of this season, one of the focuses is, taking what we learned with these events so that we can work in next season a budget for this work. Because I think everybody also agrees it's fruitful, it's pretty fun. I'm learning like tremendously a bunch with just the amount of exposure from doing this stuff. It's kind of amazing. And I'll close on that.
Just as a suggestion for the funding part, and Thinker and I were discussing about this, and we thought that if people are incentivized with a small cut of the final partnership amount, then maybe it's a good incentive even to start this season.
Yeah, well, currently, I was thinking also a juice box campaign for DAOLationships Guild, and then contributors to
Yeah, I can add to that there, or essentially just agree with what you're saying. But I wanted to, bring up the point that, so when we're looking at overall pricing for a project, we've got the 10% cut that goes to the DAO. We've got the 10% cut that goes to DAOLationships or marketing, whatever other guild is sort of taking lead. And then usually there's some sort of finder's fee, like a 10% finder's fee. So is that, if we have a job that is paying, say, $10,000, is it worth it to be paying 1,000 to the DAO and 1,000 to DAOLationships and 1,000 if it was 10% to the finder's fee, or if it was 5%, $500 to the finder? We have to find a balance between what is a suitable fee for the client to pay, but also enough incentive for the person to actually want to go out and bring this work in. Because if we offer, let's just say they wanted a very simple marketing package, which came out to $5,000 or something like that, and it's a 5% fee that goes to the finder, that's $250. It may or may not be worth it, depending on how much work they have to put into that. If it is a lot of work leading up to it and then some work handing over, that might not be enough incentive. For some people it might be, but for high achievers, for people who are really the top of their game, who are ideally the people that we do want to incentivize to come in here and participate, that might not be enough. So I certainly don't have the golden answer here. I don't know what the right percentage would be. Maybe it could be a scaling percentage. Again, I don't know how that structure is going to work. But if anybody here has any sort of background in this, now would be a perfect time to put your hat in the ring and
maybe sort of share some ideas that you've worked with in previous incentivization structures in the past. And yeah, just there's a bit to flesh out there. I like the idea that you were riffing on there, Ernest, about making it a paid position. And that could be a good alternative. Maybe that we could find some sort of hybrid structure where there is a payment for following up every single lead, and then there's a percentage that people get. So yeah, just wanted to drop those ideas there, see if anybody had any thoughts.
I'll just add that, so we're one of the few guilds that really have 3 core roles that underpin our operations. And so essentially, right, this sounds like we're growing, and event coordination in general could, what's the role that would really relieve a lot of burden from the people that are sharing those responsibilities or work already, and then how can this role add clarity as well, so that people know, as we're developing events and revenue share agreements and DAOLationships with other folks, that people clearly understand what that role is. And we don't have to have the perfect name. It doesn't have to start out a very big role. It could be a role that's shared by people, but that's what I'd kind of encourage everybody to think about, especially new members, is like, where's the confusion? What kind of role would help clarify some of this confusion and help me in my journey of going bankless in the DAOLationships Guild.
I have a hard time making the connection between the answer and the question somehow. So, and I think your question was your question was, so not just with regards to work streams, right? Did your question also involve something else? Because I think I forgot it.
Yeah, my question is how to incentivize the work being done. So we can, if we create a role, and we don't really know how much work is going to be required. As we start to scale up, obviously we'll have to get more people into the roles. But it's also not, so if we have a flat rate, it's going to incentivize the person to work more hours, but we may have a reduced outcome from that because they're not really incentivized by the output. If we are paying some sort of commission, then we'll be incentivizing a higher output. So they'll work harder to get a better lead. Does that make sense?
It does, and I've got a couple of things to say. I've been listening to it very quietly. I'll start with a quick intro. So I got to know about Bankless last week when I was on a demo session with DAOLins. I had sales at DAOLins, and the agenda is completely off topic. I read about you guys more after the meeting and got really interested, and that's what dragged me to the call. So I work in the capacity of a director of sales here, and I've worked with multiple Web3 organizations in the past as well, designing incentives for people. But what would really help is kind of identifying the persona of these contributors, which are going after different leads. And basis that, it'll be a lot easier to design some sort of a category that incentivizes people to go and do the outreaches for us. Yeah, that's all.
Hey, NFT thinker, I also might have, kind of, I know my discussion is next, but I I also might have kind of like a hybrid approach that may be interesting to this. I don't want to take us off topic, but some of the comments that I got on the DAO Directory proposal kind of led into that hybrid approach, so maybe applicable, but I'll just hold off there.
Excellent. Great contributions, both of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to the both of you, and welcome to the DAOLationships Guild. And I think what you just touched on and what Johnny has added to is sort of the business development arm of DAOLationships, which necessarily has to be developed in order to hold people accountable for stuff that is being done in the moment by people that are actually not responsible for that. Okay, and to sort of, and I got how the questions, so the question, the response were interconnected, is to an extent that, so give me 1 second, I'm getting slightly distracted here by some noises. Please stop it, please. I lost it. The response, I think I got it again. So the responsibilities don't have to be an outline of, a whole paragraph of what's included. It's like, as soon as folks identify that they are doing 2 or 3 more tasks that they are supposed to do, this is already enough to think about what role could incorporate these tasks and how can we make it part of our operations, either for internal stuff or externally, with a strategic outreach that sort of Aurora has touched base on. Just wanted to throw that in, food for thought.
Yeah, I +1 NF on the hybrid approach, and just with the personas. Maybe we can take these two as inputs for this work stream and figure out the next steps on the subthread. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Actually, that was what we were discussing that day. Thought we were going to make just normal meetings, right? We agreed, okay, not agreed though, but we suggested that we want to have a different call section, a different call time for this work group or personnel, clients, managers that they share the progress so far. That if we are going to make it a work group, these are some of the ideas we touched base on that other day during the global events meeting with our relationships. So they come, they share ideas and processes, right? What they've been up to, and we know the progress so far.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to suggest if we are going to have that is, if we're doing a 10% of the income generated, it's more like so we're suggesting if we are going to have something like a pool of bounty outside from the 10% or 5% that will be cut out from income generated. So what the pool of bank is going to serve is more like a coordinate. So we were just deliberating the other day if we're going to have something like a set aside coordinate, if it's going to be a work group. But if it's more like a shared role where you can have 2 or 3 people, which will be efficient too, but have some many things to be considered in putting that in place. So these are just few of the stuff we discussed the other day. So I'm looking at if we can have a dedicated meeting for this initiative and have it wrapped up and come up with an idea and maybe add it to our governance. I don't know.
This is just to maybe sum it up. This seems to be a discussion. These seems to be discussions that are related to the core of DAOLationships, which are work streams and role holders. And so what we could potentially need, what Design Guild does, is they have a role holder meeting. And we currently don't have this here. So we mainly discuss stuff async. However, DAOLationships could really benefit of having the talent coordinator, governance, and guild, and potentially also the apprentice roles, as well as some other members that are concerned with our governance or general operations in there to discuss, especially this stuff. But yeah, also TBD.
Great.
Okay.
Great. I don't know, Jenga, have you gotten some satisfaction on this topic? We can continue this thread.
Yeah, I just want to say maybe Thompson.
I can't hear you. Your line is breaking.
Sorry, can you? Is it better?
Oh no. Okay.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
If not, I'll type in chat.
All right, cool. Yeah, so for Deep DAO and wallet chat, we want to have. Do we have someone that wants to say something about these demos, the Deep DAO demo and the wallet chat demo on the same Wednesday, 31st of August?
Yeah, the Deep DAO demo is this Wednesday. Then Wallet Chat will be the following Wednesday, September 7th. Yeah, I came across DAO like I want to say about a month ago. It was brought up to me from one of my friends in the DAO space, and they mentioned how Deep DAO is really it's a great tool to find out a DAO's treasury. You could go in there and pretty much see how much a DAO is holding in their treasury. You can see how many different tokens is in their treasury. You can also see what kind of proposals are going through, who's the most active contributors there. That part could be fleshed out a little bit better. I know they're working on acquiring more social data. But yeah, it's a very interesting tool to really gain insight into a DAO. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that one. One of my friends, M Goes the Distance, he's a core contributor at Wallet Chat. And that's another interesting tool that allows people to chat wallet to wallet. So didn't do a whole lot of research into Wallet Chat yet, but only looking forward to that demo because, you know, I'm interested in, and I'm sure like a lot of people are interested in wallet to wallet messaging. So nice to see what's going on over there. Yeah, super stoked for Wednesday for Deep DAO for sure.
Great. So we just have to change the dates we have on the action items and announcements for the wallet chat. That should be the upper Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it will be next Wednesday, so September 7th.
Okay.
Wallet Chat.
7. Great. Thank you for that. So we are almost getting into time, and so we just need to rush into the agenda items for the meeting. So governance, we have Ernesto Gaza.
Hey, did you want me to talk about the proposal?
Which of them, sir?
Please go ahead.
So I can't really say it. It's a government proposal for a DAO directory. So I'm John at the list of DAOs. Yeah, my wife is Erin, and we are super interested in collabing with BanklessDAO, obviously, and wanted to make a simple DAO directory. The proposal is, I think it's gotten like 15 votes, and we appreciate all the votes that have come in. And I've tried to answer as many questions as I could. I'm sorry, I'm pulled over on the side of the street with a little bit of service issue, but yeah, I just wanted to put out an idea to NFT thinkers. I think kind of thoughts. We've gotten some comments back on. I think our initial proposal was for memberships for Aaron and myself, because this is going to take a lot of work, and we're thinking off of one membership, we can make this project last for approximately 4 years. It's like 3.8 and list 1,400 DAOs. But one of the hybrid approaches that I thought was really interesting was Apollo, maybe a compromise of where Aaron and I share a membership and then we're paid per DAO that lists. So the general concept of what I had proposed is that Bankless members get paid bank for submitting their DAOs, and then it gets listed on a directory. And I just thought it was a super simple idea. I thought it would help DAOLationships, have a directory and then use the CRM for that kind of specific details. When was the last time somebody was talking to this DAO? What was the relationship? What was the thing we were working on as a CRM? So I kind of seen this as a simple, then kind of a more advanced. But I think some of the other ideas too were to kind of put some more numbers on for sure. I think it was Jairus was talking about some other products, and those are definitely focused on the numbers. We were definitely focused on the mission of DAOs and forming that relationship. So I think one of the factors you'll see is like a DAO HQ or like a deep DAO, they'll have, specific numbers on it, but we intentionally wanted to reach out to DAOs one by one and form relationships. And I think that just aligned with the BanklessDAO values and also the DAOLationships. So we submitted the proposal and just have, really loved communicating with the BanklessDAO members. So that's where we're at right now. And just wanted to hop on. I was on last week's call and just wanted to join. So I appreciate it.
I have a call. I have you here because I've also addressed that. Is that like what value, like tangible value and monetarily value, will the DAO directory give to DAOLationships in converting leads into sales?
Yeah, so I see it as the CRM. I just briefly looked at it, but I see it as the CRM has DAOs on it, and then the list of DAOs has DAOs that may not necessarily have those numbers or have those metrics or have that community, like the larger community buildup. So to me, I see it as the value of leads that the DAO director, that the DAOLationships and the CRM members, whether it's a DAOpreneur or a steward, can then form that relationship. So to me, it's, hey, we're not just going to list this DAO on there. We're going to vet it. We're going to make sure that it has members, it has a treasury, and then then BanklessDAO can have their members go and form relationships with that. And then also, I think it's just the due diligence of this. So if DAO members are submitting their DAOs, there's a high likelihood that they're either participating in it or know of a DAO through a friend or through somebody else that's on there. But then also DAO members can earn by doing the due diligence to make sure that it's still active, whether DAOs meet their mission or they're just not active. For me, the value is, and we're doing this already. You'll see on our site that we have like archive DAOs that are no longer operating, but we keep the history on there. So to me, it provides a running history. It provides a directory that's going to be up to date and that Bankless members can earn from. So to me, it's actually decentralizing that process in a way that is providing a directory that's going to be more reliable. And to me, that's the better option. I want to be the trusted directory, the directory that people use versus something that just has API numbers and has 10,000 DAOs, but who knows if those DAOs are active, whether they're recommended or just because they have $10,000 in treasury doesn't mean that they're the best fit. So that's kind of the value that I see. I hope that answers your question, Stu. Sorry.
Sure. I think it's just something to also think about, like especially we like listening to grants committee calls on Tuesday, because I think that we've like shifted to just like finding just great ideas, but also like looking at like how is this going to be sustainable? Like how does this like help the DAO overall? Like how does this impact some of the service and products offering that we're doing? So like more of like tangible efforts. And I think that those are the types of questions that like the grants committee would ask you. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe a simple answer to that is the warm lead that we would provide to the BanklessDAO. You're going to onboard essentially 200 DAOs that we have talked to one-on-one with people to get listed. I think that's a big differentiating factor that a lot of, that differentiates us from other directories is that we haven't listed a DAO that we haven't talked to a person. And that's that relationship as that foundation level. So to me, what the BanklessDAO is going to get from this is a warm lead. They're going to get a contact. They're going to get somebody to talk to and then dive in deep with that CRM that's going to be there. And not to say that a bigger one may not get you that, but I'm going to guarantee you that I'm going to have that because I've already talked to these people and listed them one by one, either if it's a mod or a core team member or just a contributor. We have people who are like, hey, we had people come out to us and be like, hey, John, we really want to get Bankless on the list of DAOs. And that's how it led me to the community. So yeah, I think that's going to be a major benefit to this whole thing. And as it grows, I mean, 1,400 DAOs off of one membership, that's going to be massive. 1,400 relationships is essentially what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I do agree that having a list of warm leads is fantastic. I would just sort of double down on the utility factor that we talked about. We had a private chat for those who aren't aware, and so when I go out looking for potential DAOs to get in touch with, I do go and I look at the metrics and I look at the numbers, and those sorts of things are helpful. But even more helpful is having an actual contact. Like I can go and I can look at Uniswap and see how much liquidity they've got or whatever it is. But I don't actually know a person at Uniswap that I can speak to. So having that is very important. Currently, if I go to list of DAOs, though, we don't have any way of doing that. Would it be possible for you to just update as you create that listing, just create that as well in the CRM with a contact that we can contact, or maybe create you probably don't want to be having people's contacts directly on there for every single person to see and contact them. How do we where's the warm lead connect? Because currently we talked about Atom DAO specifically. If I go to list of DAOs, it takes me to a deprecated Twitter page, and it takes me to their web page, but it doesn't actually link me to a person that I can speak to. So where does the warm lead come in?
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that. So essentially on our end, what you don't see on the website is we have essentially our own CRM with those contacts. So if you were to go and I'm not on my computer right now, but if you had like the add a DAO button, you'll see that there's a form that they can fill out. We actually prefer people not to do the form because we want to talk to them, but we do have all the people who have filled out forms, like their contact, what they're looking for, what they want to apply for. And it's just not listed on the site because we were differentiating ourselves early on from there. So to me, I think it's a definite yes in terms of integrating this in the CRM and having that warm contact or that lead on there that somebody could take and then further extend to that relationship to what may be applicable at the time. So I think that's a definite yes that we can do it. And to your answer, we just have that on our end. I'm in the Discords. I'm in the community chats. Like I'm sure people know me from like Good Morning News. I'm a writer in there. I'm actually participating in it, and I hope that the community sees the value in that. Aaron and I are doing this. You're going to get the professionalism every single day, and we're going to be there every single day, which is part of why we wanted to request that membership, because the work that we're going to put into this is going to be substantial, and we know that, but we think it's worth it. So I guess that's the long answer to yes, we can definitely do that. And I think that's the benefit to, I think, what Themes was saying before. It's like that warm welcome is in the CRM, and then we know when they last talked to the DAO, what they talked about, and then kind of like what was the direction they were going, whether they did want to partner or they didn't want to partner or etc. And then, DAOLationships to me uses that connection piece to be like, hey, we think this might be interesting, or this DAO wanted to do that for a certain reason. But I guess you just don't see that because it's almost like our own CRM that you guys would be adopting.
Yeah, if we can get warm leads, then I'm definitely behind this.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
What I just wanted to say though is that like I think the biggest qualm is about that membership, but like if you receive over 60,000 bank, then you and your partner will automatically be L1 members. just don't spend it. So I think there's still an opportunity to become members if this is approved, but then obviously you could always get the ambassador tag until you've reached that amount.
Yeah, so I just want to clarify. We were saying our initial proposal was to get 2 memberships for just Aaron and I, and that was for 4 years of work. And then some of the comments back were, maybe a membership is not necessarily the best thing. So we were kind of thinking of a good compromise might be to share 1 membership, and then some ideas were every DAO that we that we're going to look at, we're going to vet, and just make sure that they have, the information that we're looking for is then paid to us in bank tokens. It's almost like reduce the memberships by 1, and then you can see our work by what we're putting in. And I think that's like a good hybrid approach. It's almost like a salaried plus a, what I was kind of figuring some numbers, just like, I'll just tell you right away. We were thinking like 75 bank up to, then that limit is 35,000 just to the membership fee. So it's the same proposal. It's just that now you'll have, Aaron and I will be able to get into the Discord. We're not going to have to get the, ambassador or anything like that. We're going to be in there every single day. And then up to the first 500 DAOs, if it's like, I think it's like 75 bank per DAO that we vet or that we archive, then that would get us to the second membership. And then you're seeing our work, but then we're also getting that upfront, like, hey, this is the incentive that we have for you all to start it. So I thought that was a good, it was a comment actually from the community, and I thought it was a good suggestion to like be a good compromise. So it's not necessarily the higher number. And yeah, I just thought it was a good idea.
I think just to be mindful also of the time. This is great. This is awesome. Thanks, Joni, for bringing it up and also for joining. I think we can continue on the forums, and even if people want to discuss synchronously, have a call here in DAOLationships to maybe go over it again. Yeah, other than that, again, just to be mindful of everybody's time. I think we have some rule holder updates too, so we can finish on top of the hour. Okay. I hope this is fine for everybody.
Yeah, I was considering that as well. Yeah, so you have the governance updates, and yeah.
Yeah, so real quickly, disbursements have been made to guilds. So if they're not already out, they'll be out by Wednesday for the last first period of our season. There's a interesting talent development pathway discussion that kind of maybe helps shapes some of the governance documentation review. So folks, feel free to check out the talent coordination discussion if you're interested in that. And yes, we are reviewing our governance docs. I'm trying to create some videos to kind of help people. But essentially on the main Notion page, Guild Notion page, on the right-hand side is our governance docs and operations docs. And if you need permission to comment on those pages, just speak to any of the role holders that you know, and we'll get you access to be able to comment on the governance docs if you don't already have that access. Unless anybody else wanted to add to governance or stuff?
Yeah, just a quick one, Ernest. So coordinate signups are coordinate sign up today is the last day. It's on the announcements. You can go ahead and find it there if you have contributed during this month and would like to enroll for coordinate. And just to like add to what Ernest was saying, like we are going to be this is my from my discussion the other day with Ernest, we are going to be doing a semi-annual review of governance docs, and that requires participation from the guild members. So over the next few weeks, as we will be sharing these documents with you, the summary document has been shared on the notes. I just added it on the voice chat over there. Ernest is also working on a video series, which is nature-based study of in cooperation where they will be reviewing governance structures of 3 guilds in BanklessDAO. So basically, the aim is to invite participation in governance from the guild members. There's something I'm also learning. I'm just sharing with you based on the conversation I've had. Yeah, that's it. That's it from me.
Great, awesome. Thank you for that. So you just need to head over to the Guild Coordination Core. Sinat, you want to take that?
Yeah, the update would be no major updates. We've been doing as business as usual. And another thing leading the call right now is further decentralizing the responsibilities of the guild coordinator, which I love to see, and we're working on improving the execution over time. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you for that. And yeah, for the talent coordinator office, I think Rose wants to take that. Markel is in a bit of a noisy place.
GM. So okay, yeah, Mark is now around. Quite busy. So I'll be giving an update on the talent coordinator role. Okay, so last week we had an office hour. Maki had his own I think 9 a.m. UTC. I had mine 7 p.m. UTC. So if you are new and you want to be onboarded, want to know how things is done in the DAOLationship, you can join tomorrow 9 a.m. UTC or 7 p.m. UTC. So you can choose to join anyone that is convenient for you. So last week office hour was quite interesting. We have a couple of folks joining. About 10 people were in the call. Last week, likes of Eternity, I think John, Televista, yeah. So that's about that. So the logo design is B-Hop. We're trying to increase more entries to enable more participation to get the best design from the competition. So folks should submit on before 31st this month. Yeah, so the first phase we end on the 31st, then the pool will be created to choose the best out of the 12 entries we got in so far. We'll be choosing the first 5. Then another pool will be created also for the first 3. So folks should submit their design, their logo. Yeah. So on the AMA session also, there is still in the developing phase. I think Makiu, NF, and Chameleon trying to they're working on I think Jerry James also working on next protocol AMA session, still in the developing phase. I think that's the update from my home end. Yeah. So folks I'll be dropping the link for the contributor list. Please, if you're a new member and you have been onboarded, you've not register, please check the general page and do it to register. We can know you, want to know your background. Yep. So that's the update from my home. So tomorrow, office hour, if you are new and you want to be onboarded, either you join 9 a.m. UTC or 7 p.m. UTC. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rose.
Yeah,
And I
a
still
quick
say
one.
something.
A quick one.
Okay.
Please, Wales, Marquis, please let's do it like updates, give our updates or put our updates into the doc, into the Notion, because like from what I'm seeing here, so it was last updated like about 4 weeks ago. So what's still here is like the NFT when NFT said like they conducted body Marquis. Yeah. So please let's do it so update that. Thank you. Going forward.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw that just now. Like, yeah, that's true. So sorry about that. We'll update in the next one. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for these updates. So we just have 2 more things to we are on top of the hour already. We just have to be fast enough to be mindful of our time. Yeah. So we have 2 proposals here from Innovator. The first is ideas for externally visible production system brochures, and the Discord channel is here in the Cleansing Nation agenda. And the other one is for other guilds to use the CRO slash the DAO table, right? And the link is here. So let's try our best to interact with that. We've done the client manager role, and we're still going to continue that, I think, in scheduling a call for this after now. Please, let's try to engage with this proposals here. The channel, the Discord links are here in the Notion agenda. And yeah, thank you, everyone. We're not missing out anything. Yeah, great suggestions and contributions, great discussions we've had today. It was quite a handful. And there are a lot of places we all could have been, but we're here, and it means a lot for us. So without so much of a time, we're 8 minutes on top of the hour already. So see you around in the Discord. I'd like to adjourn the meeting. Maybe I can get a second from anyone here.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So you just,
All right. Yeah, great discussion. Fantastic contribution so far. Yeah, I think it's time for us to, take some rest. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thanks everyone for your contribution. Yeah.
yeah, see you all around. Let's try to be sharp. Thank you all. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
See everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for sharing up.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. Now.